had dogs like them. If only I had moves like them. I'm so lonely I could cry. Won't there ever be anyone like me?
I wonder if there's anyone like me in this place.
I can't move my waist, can you?
Why, no, I can't. And I'm not sure why.
You're just like me?
I suppose if I have to be.
Yippee! Let's go!
Here we have the Foundation, a long-awaited action figure from Jazwares. We've been wanting this figure, now we finally have got this figure.
Want to send a quick shout out to Crittermania 2 and Foxy and Ice Cream.
He comes with several accessories, including his plasma spike harvesting tool that will attach to the wrist. He's got his Foundation's Mantle back bling, and he's got a foundational wrap on this weapon, and I don't believe that this weapon officially has a name except for we call it the Rift Rifle. This was never in game, but it does have the foundational wrap on it. There are 3 additional heads, and I'll show you those now. Pre-installed, we get the default head, then there's the tactical head, the combat elite head, and the ultimate head.
Here's a quick peek of the front and the back of the box, as well as what's under the front flap.
This figure is really highly detailed. If you can see some of these details on here, it looks really nice. You can see that he's also geared up with his harvesting tool, his weapon, and his back bling there. There's lots of little nooks and crannies of detail all over the chest and the legs. He looks really good. Now I will point out the articulation. There is nothing in the waist, just like Zero that we've had once before. Both of these figures are light up electronic, and so the entire middle portion is taken up with batteries and electronics, and the light goes up here into the head. There, you can kind of see that it's glowing there a little bit. I've got it turned on, and that is designed so that when you swap out these heads, the heads will glow. If I flip it off, which, by the way, the power button is hiding under the cape. So we'll take this off, we'll flip that off, and you can see there's on and there's off. So you can kind of see a difference there. Now, I like the back bling. It's kind of neat. It doesn't have a special attachment up here on this right shoulder. It has this clear little peg, and it pegs into a regular hole that like all the figures have. So you could actually put other back bling on this figure and it looks pretty nice. I think that's neat. That was a cool little clever way of doing that. So as I was mentioning, there is no waist articulation. It's a ball joint that's for the head, and that's all that is up, all there is up there. He is a little bit difficult. He is a big, bulky figure. So you're not going to get him to very easily. That's about as close as his arms will come. Not much closer than that. If you want him to sit, that's about where you're going. He's not really going to sit very well unless you start twisting out his legs, and then he's getting a very wide sit stance, and that's about where you got there as well. He does have a small issue in the rotation department at the thighs. If you're not careful, the legs can twist off when you're trying to rotate. If you want him to do the splits, he can go up surprisingly pretty good that far. Got double pin at the knee. He's got an elbow hinge and rotation. Same with the wrist, a hinge and rotation. The right wrist has what I call a vertical, an up and down hinge, and the left wrist has a horizontal back and forth, left to right, whatever, hinge. And then the knees, or sorry, the ankles have rotation, pivot, hinge, all that good stuff down there. I like this figure. I wish there wasn't the hindrance, but the figure looks good. Does that reduce the playability? No, I mean a little bit, but you know, it's kind of a one-off figure. And I was a little bit harsh and critical when I talked about Zero, and I do miss the articulation on these waists. I really do, because I move them around. But it's not a game changer. At least it's not like the legs are all fused together. It's just the waist, and I don't know, I would actually say that maybe Foundation suffers a little bit more with articulation just because of the bulk. You can't take his arms straight down, and the legs are so bulky that they have a little bit of hindrance moving around. It's a great figure, please do not get me wrong. It's a very nicely made figure, and I really like it. Just in case I didn't point that out, the battery compartment is right there. Now, the biggest thing that I want to show you is a lot of people have asked me, since we found out that we were going to get a Foundation, does this figure come with the Rock's head? And as you have already learned by now, no, this figure does not come with the Rock's head. However, you could buy Spin Master's Black Adam. And I think this head works really well. It actually, I think, is small enough that it looks like it could maybe fit in that helmet. Now, this figure looks a little odd because this head's already off, because it's a very difficult head to pull off. If you want this head, see how easy that was? If you want this head to fit on this figure, you're going to have to take a little knife and you're going to have to expand this hole right there just a little bit. You're going to have to shave around and around and around inside there. But you will eventually get to it, and it will be a little bit of a tight fit. In fact, it might be... Let's see. Oh, there we go. It takes a little bit of a push, but this head's not going to come off. Look at this. There we have the Rock's head on Jazwares The Foundation figure. This figure is actually, for me, a little bit difficult to stand. Tell me that this does not look cool. This actually fits, I would say, probably about as perfect as you can get when you're crossing action figure body parts from different lines. I think this is just awesome, and if there's any positive side, I would say that this is it. This will take away how much I care about the waist, because this is a really cool feature. I love when you can interchange body parts between different companies and different action figure lines to make some really awesome stuff. And, cause see, I bought this figure on clearance at Target a long time ago because I was hoping that maybe I could make the head somehow fit on a future Foundation figure that we didn't even know was on its way out yet. I bought this just saying they're going to put one out, and look at that, they did put one out, because they had to. Jazwares had to put this character out. This is so pivotal to the Fortnite storyline at this point, so they had to put this figure out. If they didn't, there's something really wrong. And look at this, it's amazing. This is awesome. This is great. I love this so much that you can do this. It doesn't take away all the little bits of problems I have. I mean, the problems that I have are my own problems. They don't have to be your problems. And I like figures that aren't hindered. But you know what? We're gonna get we've gotten hindered figures in the past from all toy lines, and we're gonna keep getting random hindered figures in the future. That doesn't make, or I would say, doesn't break that figure necessarily. It's just, oh, I wish he could put his arm straight down. Well, you know what? We can't. It's like Midas. I wish he could put the arm straight down, but you can't. And so then at that point, you choose, are you going to try to figure out how to like that figure, or is it just such a problem that you're just like going to say, no, I'm not buying it? I think this is a worth a buy. I think I picked him up for $23 at Target. And I think the presentation and the fact that I can put this head on this figure really sells it for me. Maybe it doesn't for you, but the fact that I can put Black Adam's head on the Foundation figure, I would buy this all day long. I would buy this and buy this and buy this if I knew that to begin with, because that's an awesome little hack. Okay, I guess, I don't need to be talking about that anymore. But for fun, I wanted to bring in... Whoa! Okay, he's dropping in. I wanted to bring in the Agent Jones figure. Come on, you boy, stand. And put him right here next to the Foundation, because in the first trailer with the Foundation, if I remember correctly, we had Agent Jones, and so it's like, it just seems appropriate to show these two together. They weren't on very good terms. You know, Foundation was about to kill and get rid of Agent Jones, but now they're kind of buddies. In fact, their last one of the events, they went off galloping through the universes, the multiverse or whatever, together, trying to find Geno, and so... But I think that's pretty cool. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is, I think it would also be real... if I can get this head off. There we go. That I might need to trim that head down. I think another thing that would be pretty appropriate would be to put all the 7 figures that we have. The 7. They're a group of people, just in case you're watching this and you don't know. The 7 is a group. So way back, way back, we got the Visitor. Back when we really only knew about the Visitor. Then, I gotta be careful, this figure's broken a little bit for me. Then we got the Scientist. See if we can get... He's a little bit bulky and difficult to stand also. Come on, you. Come on. I don't really like this figure just because of the bulk of it and the way that it's put together. And it's a difficult figure. I like the idea. And then we've got, well, apparently, Dancing Paradigm. There we go. Let's get her. I like Paradigm. She actually might be my favorite out of all these figures, with maybe Foundation second. Come on, stay, Scientist, stay. And there we have, is this a family shot? Is this a group shot? I don't know. But there we go. We got the entire 7 that Jazwares has released. Come on, Jazwares. We need the Imagined. We need the Order. And we need the Origin. Please complete the 7 set of action figures for us. That would be so awesome to get that. And if you're so inclined, why not the updated Paradigm? That would be cool too. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.